Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Lukenen certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.
Welcome again, WSC fans. We're at the halfway stage of the season, and that brings us to the north of Poland, to the port of Gdansk. The motocross track is literally minutes away from where we are. This city was virtually destroyed in World War II, but look at it now. Gdansk welcomes WSC. A look back quickly. Spain then proved to be the playground for Marvin van Lukenen. He and Nicolas Mousset supreme. They moved on to Portugal, carried the form forward. What a season they were having in the early stages. The deep sound of Herder proved to be the playground for Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bergart, but not so for Justin Koerben. He and Dion Rietman broke an engine, so Hermans took victory in Holland. Then France, home ground for Nicolas Mousset. Once more, he and van Lukenen were on a mission. Estonia and Langer, where Etienne Bax had problems last year. Would you believe it? He had more problems this year. Hermans did it again. Bax is still playing catch-up.
Etienne Bax and André Chermak come here to Gdansk on a track that they've both been to before, but not riding together. Etienne, last week, again more bad luck in Estonia. Is this the weekend your luck will change?
This is the weekend our luck will change. Of course we want to change that. We want every week that it will change, but we don't know. We work hard, and we will see this weekend. This track we know already from 2009. I think 2010 was the last time we were here, and of course the track has changed, so it's not anymore like it was in those days. But I'm looking forward to be back here. I remember the last time we were here, it was raining very hard. At this moment, the weather is really, really good, so let's hope for a nice weekend.
You had real speed last weekend. It was difficult to overtake, but you made the best of a bad job, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, we had some bad luck with the exhaust. You know, we had too much noise, and it was a setback. We need to start from place 12, and the corner was to the right. We need to drive more than 100 meters more than the people from inside. So a good start is then lost, and we need to fight our way back. And we knew that it was difficult to come to the top 3, and we place 4 and 5 was the best we could do.
Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard are having a really strong season, not just for themselves, they're carrying the hope of the entire British fans on their shoulders. Last week in Estonia, you had a really strong ride, and if you hadn't had that mechanical problem, it could well have been a podium, let's face it.
Yeah, quite easily a podium there. He's well in the hunt really for another top 5 in the second race. We got a much better start, and then the mechanical hit, and managed to get going again, but we was a few laps down. We got back to 19th, so we still salvaged 2 points. So.
Yeah, exactly. I came to see you and you said, look, it's all right, we've still got some points. You don't get down in the dumps, do you, about things like that?
No, you can't in this game, really. Every week can be different, so it's motorsport, so a lot happens every week. So.
Davy Sanders and Luke Rostang are having a really good 2023 season, consistently running in the top 6 and getting good starts. Davy, would it be fair to say this is one of your best seasons ever?
It's not my best season, but it's a good season already. In 2019 I have one of the best seasons till now, but it's a good one, and we stay taking the points every heat, and that's important this year.
This is the halfway stage now in Poland, so still 7 rounds to go, a long way to go. You just need to maintain this consistency, don't you?
Yeah, you need every heat the points, and sometimes you need a top 5 for good results on the end of the year.
It's time for our little chat about the track. It's going to be more of a track talk than a track walk, but the German Weinmann brothers have been going quicker and quicker and going very well. I'm with Joshua, and we always like to talk to the young crews. Joshua, this track really needs an awful lot of courage. The jumps are big. You have to be brave.
Yes, that's right. We have many jumps, many big jumps, many double jumps. So you have to be very satisfied, bike and everything.
Well, if we look round behind our cameraman at this jump here, this is a step down, And that is a jump that really, really needs big commitment. You have to, if you don't hit that, everybody's going to go past you.
Yeah, and if you don't hit it, it's very hard. The landing is very hard. You have to go very slow or very fast and jump it completely, unless it's very hard to do it. Yeah.
Are there any other jumps? I mean, there are lots. We can see all the way around jumps, but is this the most difficult?
I think it's one of the, I think it's the most difficult, yes. Because the takeoff is much higher than the landing. You're very high in the air, and if you don't do it right, if you come too fast, jump too far or too short, it's very hard.
Yeah, and you're in the air for a long time. You know, I could almost count 2 seconds, you know, when you're in the air, and that is a long time. The track itself is quite narrow, isn't it? And if we look at the bit we're standing on, there's really only one line in this corner.
Yes, that's right. We have just one line, and on the outside it's very loose, the material, and it will be hard to overtake, I think, in the race.
Although this is hard, I mean, they've watered it,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of bottom in the track. There is nowhere you're going to get stuck, is there?
No, that will be no problem. But when you come into the loose stuff, you are too slow to overtake. Yeah, and that's the problem, I think. But especially with the left-hand sidecars, I think we can get some good lines on the outside, maybe, and
Yeah.
yeah.
First qualifying race then, and not a big grid as you can see. We only had 20 crews here, but look over on the left, who's coming hard from the left? That's Tim Prumer, Jano Stegmans, the number 17 on that big KTM, which has an awful lot of horsepower, punching away ahead of Etienne Bax. Prumer leads, that's his first ever whole shot. Fantastic for the young German-Belgian crew. Etienne Bax, Andre Chermak in hard pursuit. Then it's Marvin van Leeuwen. Then it's Stefan Wyers. Stefan Wyers. I'm going to say Wyers. I'll tell you why, because his mother told me that's how you pronounce it. Hey, that's Prumer. Prumer down on the ground. Goodness me. That hooked up Bax as well. So race leader Prumer slid round on that bend. Marvin van Leeuwen took advantage. Bax is giving chase, so he was right there in the wheel tracks of Prumer and fell victim to that. So Etienne Bax Chermak. Then Stefan Wyers, Lert van der Putten. We've called him Veers, we've called him Vyers, but his mother told me, and I was standing next to her by the track in practice, it is Wyers. So Stefan Wyers there. They're the Leeuwardis boys. 101. Chasing hard behind Wyers. What a great, and there, Marco Heinze. Marco Heinze going well. Prumer now up with Sven Visselink, the number 19. Sven Visselink, Jens Vincent, the young crew in the 19. And not round the outside. Prumer's now having to play catch up. He threw away the advantage of that hole shot, and what a brilliant hole shot it was. At the front though, Bax is now giving chase. Marvin van Leeuwen, Nicolas Mousset, Etienne Bax, Andre Chermak. The Husky thundering along behind the Zabel of van Leeuwen. There, the Frenchman. That's Chanteloup and Chopin, all French pairing, but through on the inside, having a look. Prumer, what a way! He's making up ground. Prumer and Stegmans charging. Now, who's going to be the next victim? Who's that ahead of them? Is that Leeuwardis they're chasing? Surely not. Bax then, not giving up at all. Van Leeuwen. He and Nicolas Mousset, red plate holders, have a good lead in the championship. We're at the halfway stage now, and a good gate position for tomorrow's Grand Prix races. Absolutely crucial. Bax knows that. Van Leeuwen knows that. Prumer with the 444. Well, I can tell you who that is. That's Lietze and Lena. Robert Lietze and Marcus Lena. Guys from the Baltics. Not matching Prumer's speed though. He's going past them. A look over the left shoulder of Lietze. There's Leeuwardis. Daniel and Bruno Leeuwardis. Young Latvian boys again. A big presence here. Lots of Latvian flags. And a huge presence supporting these boys. We're not that far in the north of Poland from the Baltics. It's but a few hours car drive from Latvia to here. They are going well with lots of support. There's a Latvian flag. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard making up ground here. They had a pretty torrid start. They were caught in the middle of the pack and they've had one or two misfortunes to deal with on the way round, but the left-hand chair's not ideally suited here. Wires 418 and Van der Putten. What a ride they're having as well. Another young crew coming stronger and stronger as the 2023 season unfolds. This is a good start for them. They're running strongly. Back still chasing vainly after Van Lukenen. This course, talk about hardpack, it's turning into something like a road race and the jumps are incredible. You have to be so committed and so brave. Look at that! The altitude, the airtime they take, and Van Lukenen for the flag with backs behind. Brilliant ride for Van Lukenen, keeping his gate position alive, and Etienne Bax, well, he knows what happened. Leal Bardis is coming over into third place, their best qualifying result so far this year. Wilkinson and Millard have fought up to fourth. We're waiting for them. Leal Bardis boys come home to the flag, and Wilkinson and Millard still holding the British hopes high. Here they come, making it home in fourth place ahead of Wires and Van der Putten. Good result for the Brits, good gate tomorrow. Fourth place confirmed then for Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard, keeping up their good standard. Who's making it home in fifth? Well, it's Wires. That good start paid off. They brought it home fifth. And Tim Brummer, chasing them, has made it up to sixth place. So he maintained his speed. That was a really good result. And then Lietze and Chanteloup fighting it out for the next two places. Chanteloup and Chopin finishing eighth. That's it. Van Lukenen Bax. It was a close call, wasn't it? But Bax fought all the way. Leal Bardis, best result for them. Wilkinson, Veers, Brummer, Lietze, Chanteloup, Visselink and Adrian Petter and Joel Hoffman rounding out the top 10.
Tim, what a fantastic hole shot. You must be pleased with that, but then it all went wrong.
Yeah, finally the whole shot was such a nice feeling, but I go for the defense line in the third right-hand corner, I think, and the bike slipped away and we went off. It was such a shame, but we came back and it was a good race.
Etienne, another brilliant start for you. Really had to go for it, and what a battle. Race long with Marvin.
Yeah, you know, definitely we were faster, you know, and it's always hard if you cannot overtake. You know, we had actually not, the start was not so good. Brummer was first, and we go inside and go to the second place quite fast. But then Brummer turned around in the corner, in a slippery corner. We crashed over him and we lost one position, so we went on place 2. And it's not easy, you know. We were faster, but we cannot overtake. And it's Saturday, we don't want to push or nothing, and yeah, it is what it is. Third to the gate is no problem here, and let's see what brings tomorrow.
Wally Group B, and the left-hand place is the place to go, and it's Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart going hard ahead of Kuban. Jason van Dalen grabbing second place with Gianni Dont, a stand-in passenger, because Kostas Paleskas has got an injured foot. Gianni Dont hasn't ridden for a while, so he's jumped in with Jason van Dalen, and that's like taking a lion by the teeth, I can tell you. But what a job he's doing. Justin Kerben and Dion Rietman there. Then it's Davy Sanders. Then that's Gordiev in the purple, the 151 crew. That's the fight for second as Kerben and Rietman go through on Jason van Dalen and Gianni Dont. Out in front though, Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart. Gert Gordiev has got a battle on his hands. Tim and Sem Lefferink, the Lefferink brothers in the red with the blue. And behind them, number 55, that's the German crew, Lucas Elliker and Leon Freigang. But Gordiev going well with Ivar van der Wiel alongside. But Tim and Sem Lefferink, the number 75 crew, have got other ideas. The dust beginning to kick up here in Poland. This is, well, it's sort of recycled land, if you like. like. I wouldn't say it was landfill, but it certainly is a manufactured track on very, very good going. Davy Sanders, Luke Rostang, the number 9 crew. We spoke to Davy earlier in the show, a little bit of showboating, left hand off the handlebars. That battle then with Gert van Verven making his way through. Gert van Verven with Larry Kunas in for the weekend, the Finnish runner-up in the championship last year. Brilliant, brilliant passenger. Larry Kunas having a one-off ride with Gert van Verven, the number 11 crew. Larry's such a happy chap, lovely bloke to talk to, perfect English. Now Gert's riding a bit like the old Gert that we know. Bit of aggression here. Has he made it past Gordiev? Yes, he has. Through they go. Gert van Verven, Larry Kunas then. Having relegated Gordiev and Van der Wiel. Up with the race leaders. Hermans and Van den Bogart. 4 times a world champion Ben Van den Bogart. No times a world champion Koen Hermans. Is this going to be his year? They are. Look at the hardpack. I talk about hardpack. It's Kerben in second place. Dion Rietman. This pair going quickly. If they hadn't had a blown up engine in Brew, might have been a different story in the standings, but they're still there in a strong position. And they're in a strong position in this race as well. Jason Van Dalen still scrapping tooth and nail, but he's got Tim and Sem Leffering for company now. The young Dutch brothers. The Leffering boys so strong on their Husky as well. Jason Van Dalen, God, he could get that thing out of the gate. Really, really good starter. Gert van Verven on a mission here now. Where is he? He's on the back of Van Dalen now. Gert van Verven, is he going to make his way past? There's every chance, you know. He's breathing down the back because Gianni Dont, this poor passenger who's jumped in for the weekend, hasn't done 30-minute races for goodness knows how long. And there, he's getting a bit tired. Jason Van Dalen suffers from arm pump as well. So his damage limitation, they're doing their best to maintain a good place. And Van Verven has gone past, so they're now in 5th. The race leaders then, Koen Hermans, Ben Van den Bogart. The way Hermans sits so upright on the bike, he's a tall lad. Only one track round here, and it's a hard track. The checkered flag awaits Koen Hermans, Ben Van den Bogart take Quali B, and they take it in style. That'll do nicely. Thank you, guys. Bit of a cheer from a small crowd here, it's fair to say, but we expect a lot more tomorrow as Kerben and Dion Rietman arrive home in 2nd place. It's going to be 3rd for Davy Sanders and Luke Rostang. That's a good ride for Davy Sanders again. Katrine Poldmar, the lady driver, going over the 881 crew. 4th place for Gert van Verven and Larry Kunas. Well done, buddy. Thank you for jumping in. Jason Van Dalen and Gianni Dont. And this was the battle between Van Dalen and Leffering. Look at the Leffering boys. Look how hard they're pressing it. This is what happened at the end of the race. Jason Van Dalen thinking he's got it covered, but this went on for about 4 laps. Leffering high in the air. Had he got him? No. Through on the inside again went Jason Van Dalen. And this battle was gonna go the way of Leffering. And look at Sem Leffering tipping his head. They're quick over the jumps. They're brave, these boys. And they went up the inside of Jason Van Dalen, made it stick, got the place, only to have it pack up. Right on the apex of the bend, they had an electrical problem. Van Dalen claimed the place. That's how they finish. Hermans, Kerben, Sanders, top 3, Van Verven. Van Dalen, you saw that little scrap between him and the Leffering boys. They were credited with 10th place eventually. Gordiev, Weinmann, the young German, our track walk man, 7th.
Jason, brilliant start again, but what a race. Stand-in passenger, you must be very pleased.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. Gianni did a great job I didn't expect that he gonna hold on, but he did a great job today. This week I called him to be stand by me, and it was. He told straight away yes, but it's been a long time since he's driving, so props to him.
What about the battle with Tim Leffering? That was a good one, eh?
That was a good one. The last 3-4 laps we were always close to each other, and he was trying everywhere. And I think 2 corners before the finish line, he tried on the inside, and I think he stole the engine or the engine broke, and he did not finish anymore. But it was a nice battle, yeah.
Yes, we had in the last lap electronic problems, but we finished 10. We have tomorrow to the gate 20.
Were you happy with the race though? The pace was good, the speed was good.
Yes, the speed was good, but it's difficult to pass on this track.
The team in the spotlight this week is the British crew of Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard. Brett, you're flying pretty high this year. Good feeling, good start to the season, and you're carrying on.
Yeah, amazing start to the season. Couldn't wish for any better, really. Had some real good rides and a little bit of bad luck along the way so far, but so far so good, really.
Joe, it's your second year together. Has that helped develop the relationship and the understanding of each other?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last year it was obviously, first year together, also first year on a 4-stroke for Brett for a long time. So yeah, it was, we were both experienced rider and passenger, but we had some good speed last year, but a few mistakes here and there, and this year we've really come together and it's really going well at the minute.
Brett, you're both from a family background of motocross and sidecar motocross. Was it inevitable that you'd go down that road, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think I was riding solos till I was 16, and then I tried a sidecar still when I was 16 and loved it from then on, really, and wanted to follow in the footsteps of my dad and my uncle. So,
what is it about the Sidecarcross world that appeals and makes it different from solos?
Just the team part of it, really. Both of you have to work together and be good together, and everything else has to come together, obviously. But yeah, I like the aspect of the teamwork. Yeah.
Joe, you too. I mean, I know very well you come from a family background of sidecar motocross, and your father and uncle rode at Grand Prix, and I suppose it was in your blood anyway.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, my mum and dad tried to keep us away from it for a bit, but I think we were always going to end up riding, obviously in the early years with my brother, and yeah, it was just something I always wanted to do, so it's just sort of carried on from there, really.
Brett, how do you manage running a business or working and travelling so much? Because the other teams talk about backwards and forwards over the water once a season. You do it every other week.
Yeah. It gets hard sometimes, to try and organise it all and book ferries and flights and do the driving, and just lucky I have a good boss and they understand. But it's hard work, and this year the other teams can get to see how we do it every week. We've done it every week like that for 13 years, so it's going to be nice to be able to drive 1 hour down the road and be at the home GP.
In a few meetings' time, we'll find ourselves, as you say, at a home Grand Prix, first Ireland, and then not far from your home. What do you think, after so many years away from Britain, the crowd? Do you think we're going to get a big crowd at the British Grand Prix?
Yeah, I reckon we'll get a strong crowd there for sure. There's a lot of people from Portsmouth area want to come and see me ride because they don't get to see it, and also from Joe's way. The race there now in FIM has also stopped, so it'd be nice for people to come and they can watch us.
Why do you think sidecar motocross doesn't get a bigger and a wider audience? Is it too specialised? I mean, we love it, don't we? But is it too specialised?
Yeah, I've always said it's because you can't just go to a KTM shop and buy a sidecar, you know what I mean? You have to order one, wait 2 months, then you have to build it yourself, and then you have to maintain it yourself. You can't just buy parts from the shelf, you know what I mean?
And make your own little touches as well.
Yeah, you have to cut your own plastics, you make your own graphics. It's a lot of work to build a sidecar, and I think that's why the normal person won't just go and buy a sidecar and ride it.
Thanks both for joining us, and let's press on and have a good season, and the best of luck with the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, it's race day here for round 7 of the 2023 WSC World Sidecar Motocross Championship. We're in Gdansk in the north of Poland, most beautiful dockland area, the waterfront, a restoration, partly old, partly new, but very, very modern. And what a place! People here are wonderful. And as always, the motocross is not that far away, just outside this beautiful town at our hotel. There's the track then, and a quick look down from the drone on the wonderful setting and this spectacular track. The customary presentation of the team members, the officials, and everyone to the crowd and the fans, and then the autograph session. This is a very popular event with the fans, and the locals not used to sidecar racing here in Poland, but they're about to get used to it. Here's how they line up. Van Luckenen, Hermans, Bax. Top three quickest in qualifying: Kerben, Leelbardis, Sanders. Brett Wilkinson 7th, not too bad. Van Verven, Stefan Wyers, Jason Van Dalen, very quick. Prumer had a bit of a problem in qualifying, so he's not in the top 10. The rest of them lining up further down there. Leferik's 20th as a result of their qualifying retirement. And there, Katarine Poldma, the only lady driver, 24th. Drama for Wilkinson. Couldn't get it to the line. Did eventually, had to finish working on it before the race got underway. Touch and go though for Brett Wilkinson and Joe Miller, but they made it. And that's the important thing. Who is going to get the whole shot? "30 minutes plus 2 laps there, and this is a very short start straight up to the first right-hander, looking hard on the left. It looks like Van Luckenen. Yes, it is. Marvin Van Luckenen has got the drop. Bax and Schermack sweeping wide round the outside. Been no watering here since qualifying, so it's a bit dry and dusty for the opening race here in Gdansk. Van Luckenen, then another cracking start by Jason Van Dalen and Gianni Dont. Hermans in there. Then it's Stefan Wyers. Got to get used to that name. That's what he is. His mother told me, as I said in qualifying, so I'm not going to argue with Mum. Would you? Here they go then. Van Luckenen, Van Dalen, Hermans, Bax in 4th, Wyers. Davy Sanders is there, as ever. Kerben, not too quick off the line this time for Justin Kerben and Dion Rietman. Bit of a one-track track, this. One line, bit of a railway line. Hermans now pushing hard on Van Dalen, but Bax now closing in 4th. Etienne Bax, number 82, still playing catch-up because Van Luckenen holding the red plate and firmly. Watch Bax, he's looking right, looking left. Van Dalen holding Hermans up a little bit, but Gianni Dont doing a magnificent job stepping in. Bax having a look round the outside and making it work. What a driving turn that was. Etienne Bax. Oh, Hermans! Ben van der Bogart with a problem there. That's a catastrophe for them. But still in second place we have Jason Van Dalen, the 723 red trouser pairing. Brilliant start to racing here in Gdansk on race day Sunday. Moving on from here to Belgium, of course, very different set of conditions, and through goes Bax again. Through goes Bax, up to second place now. Etienne Bax, Andre Schermack, desperate to retain their title. This is the halfway point in the season. They know it, you know it, and I know it. So a lot of racing ahead of them. There, Daniel and Bruno Leelbardis, the 101 crew, following Gert Gordiev and Ivar de Wiel. That's Leelbardis out of it. Leelbardis, it's stopped, he's kicking. Justin Kerben going round the outside of him. There's Leferik in the red shirt, with Hermans now playing catch-up. Hermans and Ben van der Bogart, having got it going again, are now back in the race. Race leaders, red plate, Van Luckenen, Nicolas Mousset. And they've got a good lead here. Where is Bax? Bax chasing hard. Still, it's Jason Van Dalen, but he's being gobbled up. There's Gert Van Verven and Larry Kunas as Sanders goes past Jason Van Dalen. Sanders, Luc Rostang, having a strong season But when I spoke to him, he said, not his strongest. 2019 is his best, but this is a good one. So you'll give me that, won't you, Davey? Right. Where are we? Here comes the big Dutchman. Gert van Werven wearing pink. He doesn't look like a man who'll wear pink, does he? But trust me, he rides hard there. Larry Kunas, having his first ride since 2022, and what a job he's done this weekend. Finn, of course, not going to be up for regular competition because of the travelling. There's Bax, Etienne Bax, a look to see if anybody's chasing him. He's in among the back markers now as Katrine Poldma comes round here. Brett Wilkinson, first sight of Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard now ahead of Jason Van Dalen and Justin Kerben and Dion Rietman. Kerben now looking at Van Dalen. The Dutch pairing, the number 7. Round, that was easy. Jason Van Dalen, of course, will admit the fact, there you are. That's enough for me, buddy. Got a problem here as well, by the look of it. Gianni Dont looking down at the rear wheel. But it's game over for Jason Van Dalen in race 1. But, oh, dear me, oh, that was tricky. Hermans nearly threw Ben van der Bogart out. The sidecar wheel went up the bank. Wow. Great stuff here in race 1. But this narrow track making it quite difficult for overtaking on the bends in particular. But Herman's still looking for a way around making it stick. Going past Justin Kerben in the dust. Sunny day here. Davy Sanders, Luke Rostang, number 9. Well, Davy Sanders. Put his young baby in the paddock. It's so lovely, the family feel in sidecar motocross. The children in the paddock, that's what I love. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard on their way. Now, Herman, made that look easy, didn't he? I have to say. Made that look easy. Koen Hermans has got great speed. So has this man, Marvin van Leeuwen. A championship leader by a good few points, I have to say. And not doing his championship any harm in this race. Bax in the middle of the traffic. He's got the Weinmann brothers ahead of him. The left-hand chair of the Germans. Unusual. But race leaders, a checkered flag for Marvin van Leeuwen and Nicolas Mousset. Going past the tail enders, bringing it home to take victory and 25 points. Etienne Bax into second. Davy Sanders made it all the way to third. So a brilliant third place for Davy Sanders. Herman's fought up to 4th place. Oh, everybody pretty well pleased with themselves. That was a hard race. Sanders and Hermans. Confirmation of that, Van Leeuwen back, Sanders, Hermans. Just Brett Wilkinson up to 5th. Brilliant ride for Brett Wilkinson. Joe Millard, who hardly made it to the start, just in time. Missed the sighting lap. Van Werven 6, good ride for him. Kerben and Pruman.
Davey, can I say, what a brilliant ride, well done.
Thank you. We are focused the last weeks on the first start. And finally we start in the front and it was easier to ride. And yeah, we finished third and we're super happy with that.
Yeah, a great result, and you seem to like this track. The jumps have to be attacked. You have to be brave, right?
Yeah, and from the first training yesterday, we like the track very much, and yeah, the result is super nice, and the speed is great.
I'm with Marianne Zuper, who's the president of the Gdansk Auto-Moto Club. We're in a room which is absolutely filled with history. Marianne, when did the club first begin? When did it start?
Mój start w tym klubie było w 1974 roku. Wcześniej byłem w klubie wojskowym w Bydgoszczy. Natomiast jeżeli kluby wojskowe zostały rozwiązane, przybyłem do Gdańska i od tego czasu, od 1974 roku do dnia dzisiejszego jestem członkiem i pracuję w tym klubie. Również wcześniej byłem zawodnikiem.
There is a trophy in the middle there, which is obviously much older than 1977. How old is that trophy?
Pierwsze trofeum Gdańskiego Automotoklubu to jest z 1946 roku. Rok po wojnie na gruzach Gdańska odbył się pierwszy wyścig i to po prostu jest pierwszy puchar z tego czasu.
When did the club first start running sidecar motocross? Can you remember? What year?
Nie, no jako zawodnicy w tym Gdańskim Autoklubie nie ma ani w Polsce. Natomiast organizowaliśmy Mistrzostwa Świata Sidecaru w Gdańsku po raz pierwszy w 2009 roku. W 2010 roku były we Wschowie, po prostu w południowo-zachodniej części Polski i w 2011 roku kolejny raz organizowaliśmy w Gdańsku te zawody. I spowodowało to, że kibicom się bardzo to podobało jako widowisko. Rzeczywiście nikt tego wcześniej nie oglądał, dlatego też cały czas byłem namawiany, żeby te zawody z powrotem wróciły do Gdańska. No i po spotkaniu z Martinem, jeden rok, drugi rok, skłonił mnie, może namówił, oczywiście długo nie musiał, no i te zawody trafiły z powrotem do Gdańska.
Well, race 2 around the corner. The guys getting psyched up for this. They know what's ahead of them. They know what the track is, and it is fearsome. Race 2 is not far away. This is a build-up. I'm getting excited, and so should you be. Here we go then, let's have a look over on the start. Van Luken against another cracker. Who's going to get it this time? That's Etienne Bax. Etienne Bax makes no mistake this time. The 82 sweeping round to take a lead. Look at Tim Prumer. Tim Prumer in the orange and blue. Behind Van Lukener. Van Lukener in second, Prumer in third. Jason Van Dalen, again another fantastic start. Koen Hermans is in there somewhere, but he's not in the top four. Prumer, look at Prumer going behind Van Lukener. Oh, that's a crack. Oh, it's a big mix up there. It's Gerd Gordiev and Ivar van der Wiel in fifth place. They'll be wondering what happened there. I'll take it though, wouldn't you? Yes, indeed they would. Gerd Gordiev, Ivar van der Wiel, the 151 crew in fifth place. Jason Van Dalen right there then, ahead of Koen Hermans. Koen Hermans and Ben van der Bogart did get a good start, but it won't take long for them to work their way through. They're on the back of Van Dalen already. But I tell you what, Jason can get that thing off the line. Never, ever fails. But he's lost a place now. Herman's on the back of Tim Prumer. Tim Prumer, Jano Stegmans. That young pair have ridden well this year. That big 790 KTM punches, drives out of the gate. Etienne Bax said to me, it's got a lot of horsepower. Well, it does really pull. There's no doubt about that. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard there on the back now, Jason Van Dalen. So they're pushing hard. Doesn't really suit the left-hand sidecars here. We've got, well, Marco Heinze not showing in this one. He had a problem in qualifying with two collapsed suspension legs. It really punishes the bikes over these big jumps. The landings are so heavy. You can see for yourself. Oh, there, you almost feel it, don't you, when they hit. Shakes your teeth out. No wonder elderly passengers have got bad knees. Count me in that number as well. Back at the front, Van Lukener on the back now of Etienne Bax. Etienne Bax, Andre Chermak looking for victory here, but they're being chased by the red plate holder, a very determined red plate holder. Jason Van Dalen still going well. Heinze, Rudy Betchart now, the 93 crew, left-handed chair. One of only three in the race, closing now on Van Dalen. They're the Leeuwardis boys, different colour strip this time. The 101 crew, Leeuwardis, absolutely flying. They're going to be the next to go past Van Dalen. A look over the shoulder from Gianni Dont. Yeah, we're going to have to let them through, boy. And that won't take much inviting, I can tell you. Leeuwardis through, there he is. Slides up the inside of Jason Van Dalen over the jump, and that's another move taken. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard, with Leeuwardis on the back, the twins, the 17-year-old Latvian twins with huge support here. Lots of Latvian flags. Brett Wilkinson's going to be a more difficult nut to crack for them. But they look up the inside. They can tuck it up and stop Joe getting out. Well, they're going to try to, but they're through. They can drive round that corner. Brett, of course, now on the outside, relegated one place. Lil Bardasis are on a charge. Tim Prumer still riding hard, really, really hard. Among the tail enders now, Tim Prumer, Janu Stegmans. You can see the single line on this track, can't you? Van Lukenen now has got Hermans for company. Hermans and Van Lukenen, neck and neck. The arch rivals, these two. Top three, of course, for them in the title. The man with the red plate sitting on top of the standings. But Etienne Bax is out in front. Etienne Bax leading this race at the moment and hoping to bring it home, and if nothing befalls him, then he's going to. What you're seeing now is the battle for second place. Van Lukenen desperately trying to hold off the attentions of Koen Hermans, who was fourth at the start. And they are really scrapping tooth and nail. And they go past Stefan Wyers and Loic van der Putten. Hermans got the better then. Hermans is up into second place. Second place for Koen Hermans. And Ben van den Bogart, Van Lukenen down to third. Bax then, race leaders out there, heading for the checkered flag. We're into the closing stages of this race. And what a race Etienne Bax has had. But he's got stiff competition this season. Those two you've just seen are really, really tough. He's not been without his problems, Etienne Bax. Big crash in Spain, noise penalty in Estonia, but he's home and dry to this one. Checkered flag for Etienne Bax and Andre Cermak. Looking for Koen Hermans. Koen Hermans coming home. Second place on the day, but it was not all it seemed for Koen Hermans. Marvin van Lukenen, third on the track, and in fourth place, Tim Prumer. But when it all was done, Hermans was penalised 2 places for passing on a yellow flag, promoting everybody below him, including Tim Prumer, up 1. Prumer then, third place in a Grand Prix race. Brilliant for him. Neil Bardis, Wilkinson, 6, Gordiev, Sanders, Lefrink, 9th.
We had a really good weekend. The speed was good, the starts were less good, but I think we were competing with Etienne and Marvin, and the speed is really good. Then after the race, we get to hear that we have a two places penalty with jumping on the yellow flag. We didn't see it, but now we saw the movie, and they were right. So we have to be happy with the 4th place in the second race.
Yeah, it was really hard today. The track is really hard pack, and it's like a road at the end of the day. But okay, we win the first race. Okay, we take the whole shot and make a gap enough to control the race. And the second race, not the whole shot, but just behind Etienne, we follow 15 or 20 minutes. But yeah, we try everything to pass him. For sure, we was faster than him. But yeah, it was not really easy. And Koens come back, he passed us, and then it was almost the end of the race. So 1 and 3, overall 2 is not bad for this GP.
This season we need this kind of the result. We had a bad luck in the first half of the season, and we expect it come this kind of the race, the good result. And in the first moto we not get a good start, but then we push to be back in the good position. That was the second place, and in the second moto we take a whole shot and keep the rhythm and win. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I was on the corner when you took the whole shot, and it was almost another one of those yes moments, wasn't it?
Exactly, this is the great moment there, because I think 80% it's a good start, and then it's the good result at the end. And that was also to reaction to our mechanic. We get this good moment, and I think we feel to keep it to all on second motor to this finish.
Well, the title, look at that, 276, 240. That's a big lead Van Leeuwen has. Etienne Back's just 3 points behind Hermans. Brett Wilkinson back up to 4th, good for him. Kerben, Sanders, what a job he's doing. Tim Brummer's 7th. Gert van Verven in there as well. Jason Van Dalen has acquitted himself really well. I'm very proud of those guys, they've done well. Prunier, he should be back for Lommel the next round. We've missed the French boys. Come on, do your stuff. Dan Foden, Ryan Humphrey, back from injury soon, we hope. It's been a great Grand Prix here in Poland. Gdansk, first for a long, long time. Let's hope we come back. It's been amazing. We move on to the deep sand of Lommel now. From me, Barry Nutley. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Join us in the deep sand of Lommel.
I dream of a path that never was and ask why not. We never stop, still going when you're finished. And even when we bleed, still believe that we can win this. We got what's underneath, you're all about that image. We never even stop at the top, no limits. Champions, and we're the champions. And we're the champions. And we're the champions. So bring it on.
Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupidus, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin Van Leeuwen certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.